Okay. Great. All right. So let's just start with Python. So first, we are going to talk about some theory part. Then we will move to install this Python, Anaconda Navigator, Jupyter Notebook, set it up, and then we'll move into writing codes. Okay. So let's just get started. Right. So there are so many languages. If you see, if someone is from IT background, they might have come across all these languages, right? So we have Java, we have C, C++, .NET, C Sharp, PHP, Ruby, and there are a lot of tons of languages, right? But if you see, for data science work, for data analysis work, people mostly prefer Python, right? And for other works these days as well. So just a request to everyone, if you're not speaking, if you don't have any question, guys, try to be on mute, as it breaks the flow sometimes. Okay, so I request everyone, if you have any question, you can unmute yourself and you can ask your questions, your doubts. But if you don't have anything to say, try to be on mute. Okay, great. Right. So there are so many languages that we have, right? We have all this JavaScript, Python, and we have the C, C++, C Sharp, Ruby on Rails, right? HTML, and all of these languages. But mostly people are moving towards Python, right? If you see most of the tech giants like Google, Microsoft, all of those tech giants are moving towards Python. Now, can you tell me one reason? And even for data science, machine learning stuffs, you will see people mostly prefer Python. So if you have done any research, why people prefer Python? Can you tell me any one reason why people prefer Python over any other language? Yes, anyone?
Because it is easy than English. It's similar to English, and it uses very low lines of codes.
Okay.
And it doesn't have much functions and anything.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
Because
Hello, yeah. Yes, please go ahead.
Hello, Vikas sir. Sir,
Yes,
it's a high programming language and it's a dynamic language.
Okay. Oh, so what do we mean by dynamic?
Dynamic means it codes in a different way, as C and C++ are in C only. It's code in as a functional language.
Okay.
But Python codes in a different way.
Okay.
For everything, we can use Python as per software, from starting of web development to last, what you say, up to testing.
Okay.
In every stage, we can use a Python language, and it is a very simple language. The code generated within a few steps, and other languages code is very lengthy and very complicated. And it is very easy to learn and understand.
Okay, great, Vikas. Yes.
Okay.
Right. So as everyone has said, like we had already seen this in the bootcamp sessions also, right? So Python is mostly preferred for data scientists, but you have this R programming, SAS as well, right? So people are moving from this R programming SAS language to Python actually. So we had already seen this in our bootcamp session, but some of you might have joined right now. So this might have been the very first session for you, right? So there is a platform, Kaggle, okay? So Kaggle is a platform where the data scientists from all around the world participates in competitions, and they work on this interesting project and they compete with themselves, right? So all these data scientists and machine learning engineers on Kaggle were asked, there was a survey in 2018. Okay, we are talking about 2018. Since then, Python has grown a lot. They were asked which programming language they use in their day-to-day job. Okay, and as we can see, almost 83% of them are using Python. And then comes your SQL, and R. And then you have all other programming languages, right? So as I told you in the bootcamp sessions itself, if you learn just Python and SQL, there is a lot of opportunity in the market, not in just data scientists, but for Python developers as well. Okay, for SQL developers as well. Correct? So what is Python? Python is, if you just Google it and if you just go to Wikipedia, this is the definition of Python that you will see, which is Python is an interpreted high-level general purpose language, programming language, created by Guido van Rossum and first released in 1991. So it is not that old, right? Python is not that old. Python's design philosophy emphasizes code readability with its notable use of significant white space. Now it's very complicated. At least for me, it's very complicated. There are so many heavy words that have been used, right? Let's just simplify this. What is Python? Python is one of those languages which claims to be both simple and powerful. Okay. And as it is mentioned in this slide, you will find yourself pleasantly surprised to see how easy it is to concentrate on the solution to the problem rather than the syntax and structure of your program. Okay, if you look at your C, C++, Java, all this programming language, they have very complicated syntaxes. Now, what do we mean by syntax? Syntax is the grammar, right? So they have very strict grammar in C, C++, and for a non-IT guy, it was very hard to get used to those syntaxes. So most of your time goes into writing proper syntax, following the proper grammar of that particular language. Otherwise, you will get errors, right? But in Python, it is so easy to write that instead of focusing on the syntax, here you should be focused on your solution to the problem that you're trying to solve by your writing your codes. Okay, not on the syntax. So the main emphasis is not on the syntax here. The main emphasis is on solving the problem. But still, it has some syntaxes that we have to follow. So in Python also, we have syntaxes, but it is not that difficult to understand. Okay. Python is free and open source. Free means everyone can use it, download it, redistribute it. Open source, that means if you want to contribute to Python's growth by making some libraries or anything, you can do that as well. Okay. It is interpreted object-oriented high-level programming language. Okay. So what do we mean by interpreted? We had discussed this in our bootcamp session. So anyone can you tell me what do we mean by interpreted? Yes, those who were there in the bootcamp first session. Interpreted means you can write your code, one line of code, and you can run and see it. So interpreter converts your code into binary form line by line, right? So here you can write your partial code, see if it is fine or not, and execute it. So you can see the partial execution of your code. It is object oriented. That means it considers real world entities. Okay, you can consider real world entities when writing your Python codes. High level programming language, that means it is very much similar to English. Okay, so we as human, we speak high level languages. We can do any type of development. Sorry. Yes, Vishnu, you have any question? Okay. So we can do any type of development that we want using Python, right? It is designed to be human readable. And there are tons of libraries and frameworks that are there that you can use to solve your problems. Okay. And there is a huge community that is using Python as their first programming language. So it is getting rich in its libraries and frameworks every day. So if you find anything that is not there today, any feature that is not there today in Python, you will see that this community will put it in just span of a week or two. Okay. What can we do with Python? We can do almost everything, whatever you can think of in IT field using Python. You can develop games, you can do data analysis, you can build artificial intelligence, machine learning models, you can do 3D graphics, web apps, and all of this. And it's just not limited to what we have in this particular slide. You can do much more things using Python. Okay. There are different Python IDE. What is IDE? IDE is nothing but it is integrated development environment. Okay. That means there are different platforms where you can write your and execute your Python codes. You have idle. Okay. We have Spider, PyCharm, Eric, Veeam, Atom, Jupyter Notebooks, Anaconda, PyDev, Thorny, and there are a lot of them. There are a lot of environment where you can write your Python code and execute it. So in our course, we'll be installing Anaconda, and from Anaconda, we'll see how we can use this Jupyter Notebook or Jupyter Lab. Okay. So we'll see that.
So we'll use only Jupyter Notebook only in this Python Anaconda.
Sorry.
So we'll use only Jupyter Notebook only.
Yeah, we'll be using Jupyter Notebooks.
Okay, nothing else like idle, Spider, PyCharm, nothing else. We'll use.
No, going forward in your course for other modules, you might use sometimes. Okay, whenever there is requirement, but mostly Jupyter Notebooks.
Okay, okay, fine. Thank you.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi, sir. How are you? Jia.
Yes, please tell me.
Sorry, sir. I will disturb. I will not confirm. So I will discuss same platform or different platform. So you please confirm, sir, like a Python work, same platform or different platform. Okay, sir.
I didn't get you.
Hello.
Yes, what's your question?
Sir, my camera is showing, please.
Sorry.
My picture already came, sir.
Yeah.
सर क्या मेरा वीडियो आ रहा है आपकी साइड पिक्चर मेरा देख रहा है बराबर
Yes,
वीडियो कॉल
yes,
में आप देख
yes.
पा रहे हैं मुझे
Yes, I can see you. Please tell me.
हेलो
Yes, Jiayul, I can see you. Please tell me. I think you are having weak network connection, Jiayul. Just check once. I'm not able to. Am I audible to everyone else?
Yes, you're audible.
Yes, you're audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So guys, just give me a second. we'll start.
Devendra, one more question. We use Jupyter Network for programming, like, right? So we can use the same program in any other IDE as well?
Correct. You can use your whatever code we are going to write in Jupyter Notebook. Same code will work in all these platforms. So no need to worry with that. Code is not going to change. Only the platform that you are going to write is going to change on.
Okay, okay. Thanks.
Hello.
Yes.
Sorry, sir. My call is disconnected.
Yeah, please tell me. So if you're not having bandwidth, I would request that you just turn off your camera because sometimes you don't have bandwidth. Yeah, please tell me.
Yeah, that time, sir, my picture is came. Sir, I will some demo I will see, sir. So you please discuss, guide me same platform means Python platform work otherwise different. Hello.
Yes,
Yes.
Jay.
Yes, yes. One second. Like my work this profile, right, sir?
Okay.
This main board different and this main board different. This main board is different. As a this television programs and this main board is different. One second, sir, please. And this platform is different, right, sir?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. And next, one side is remote is there. More than big remote, right, sir?
Yes. Please tell me what's your question.
Yeah. Sir, like different customer, so different remote is requirement, right, sir?
Yes.
So that time I will this remote maybe any customer this remote requirement. So that time this remote is code different. So we have need to software drive, right, sir? Make the software, then put the same main board, then same remote is work.
Okay.
So
yes.
this is my side some software.
So Ziaul, what's your question? Can we come to the question part, please?
Yeah, 1 second, sir. So actually, physically, fully confirm. Like this is one software, right, sir?
Yes.
Okay. So this software we have need to making, like same remote code put this software. So this software which platform so making?
Ziaul, just a request. Can we discuss it later on? Because
Sorry, understand, sir.
can we discuss this later on, one-on-one,
Okay.
maybe? Because there are others also who might get disturbed from this. So let's finish this session first. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for understanding. Hey, folks, just give me a second. We'll start it again. Okay, I'm really sorry. Let me just again share my screen. Right. So we'll see how we can actually install this Anaconda node environment and then move to Jupyter Notebook to write our codes. Okay. Right.
Hey,
So
hi,
for
Devinder. I do have a
yes,
question here.
yes, please.
So, as you say that okay, we are using only this Jupyter Notebook for the platform for the creating these codes and all, right?
Yeah.
So, why don't you go for this other platform? So, what is the major difference in that, and what the companies are using currently?
So a company, it actually depends on different companies. They use different platforms. Some company might prefer Jupyter Notebooks if it is mostly based on analytics. Okay, and they want to do get their work done quickly. Okay, but if you are developing some kind of application, some kind of software, your model, you have developed a model, you have done all the data analysis. For data analysis part, mostly you will see people using this Jupyter Notebook. But once you have developed your done your analysis, then you have to make your model, train your models. After you train your model, you need to make some software out of it. So for that, people might move to PyCharm, people might move to this your Spider, okay, and all these other platforms as well. But mostly you will see for initial data analysis purpose, companies uses this Jupyter Notebook because it gives you quick and quick outputs. Okay, so you can actually see your partial executions of the codes and very easy interface to write and see your outputs as well. So that's why if you are coming from non-IT background, also mostly people prefer using Jupyter Notebooks because in one cell you can write your code and below that you can see the output as well. So you can just go you can just write one line of code at a time and you can see the execution. And also it does not limit you to just one line of code, but you can write multiple line of codes in Jupyter Notebook as well, and you can see the output. Okay.
Okay, then. Thank you.
Devendra, I have a question.
Yes, please.
The same thing is served in Google Code Lab, I guess. So what is the difference between using the Google Code Lab and the Jupyter Notebook?
So Google Code Collab, you're saying,
Collab,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It just Google is providing this platform. So if you have access to internet, you can easily use this Google Colab, and it also removes the restriction of system specification. For example, they provide you 12 GB of RAM and some there's memories as well, right? So in our system currently, it is not possible to have 12 GB of RAM. Very few of you might have 12 GB of RAM, right? So if you are doing a work that requires 12 GB of RAM or high computation, in that case, you can move to Google Colab, but it's the same Jupyter Notebook platform itself. Okay, so whatever code you're writing in Jupyter Notebook, that you can do it in Google Colab as well.
Hey, Devendra, could you just show that one, the Google Colab?
Yeah,
We can say it later.
Yes, it's
Okay,
all there,
okay,
guys. Don't worry, we'll install it. We'll see the platforms. Don't worry about it.
Okay, got it.
So just be patient a little. Okay, so we'll move to that part also, right? So yes, it's just a theory part. Actually, we don't need to know all this. We'll directly move to installation process. Okay, so for installing, go to this www.anaconda.com/product/individuals download. Okay, so even if you don't type this URL, I'll just open my browser. Here I'll just write download Anaconda Navigator. Okay, and you can download it for Windows. You can also download it for Mac as well. So if you just write Anaconda Navigator, you will see this first link, anaconda.org/anaconda Navigator. We'll just click on this link. Let me just put this in the chat box as well. Right. So let me just refresh this. It is not loaded properly. Okay. So here we can see this. we have this installer. So Conda install, and you have it for Linux, we have it for Windows 32, OS 64, right? We have Linux 32, and we have Windows 64-bit. Okay. This is not the Anaconda we are looking for. Sorry, I gave you the wrong link in the chat box. It should be this link, that which is individual edition. Okay. So you need to click on this. I'll just share this link as well. Right. Okay. So this is the link you have to go to, not the first one. Okay. Let's go to this link. And here we have this Anaconda individual edition. You can download it for Windows. You can download it for Mac and also for Linux as well. Okay. So here we'll just click on this download, and you will see your download will start. So this is a bit heavy software. Okay. So it is going to take a while based on your internet speed. And also it is heavy on this, your RAM. It requires a lot of RAM as well. So if you are having less than 2 GB of RAM, your system might slow down. So make sure you have at least 2 GB of RAM. Okay. Let's just wait for it to get downloaded. And I'll show you the process once it has been downloaded, what we need to do. So for that, let me just go back. Right. Okay. So once you have downloaded it, we need to install it. Okay. So we'll just click on execute this file. We'll click on executable file. Okay. And then it will ask for a destination folder where we want to keep this. Okay. And here we can see the space required is 3.3 GB actually. So make sure you also have 3 GB of space available. Okay. And then here you'll see this next window. So first download it, then run your executable file. Okay. And choose your destination folder where you want to save this or install this. Once you do this, you'll see this window. Okay. Advanced installation options. Okay. So here you can also make sure that you click on this add Anaconda 3 to my path environment as well. Otherwise, if you don't want to do that, that's fine. And then you can check this box, register Anaconda 3 as my default Python 3.7, but currently it has been updated and we are downloading it for 3.9. Okay. Just click on next, install after that. Once you click on install, you'll see this window. Okay. And then you need to click on next again, nothing over here. You do have to do nothing. Just click on next. And then once it has been installed, you can just uncheck this. Otherwise, it will just launch the documentation for Anaconda individual edition tutorial and learn more about Anaconda. So it will just open it in the browser. If you don't want to do that, just uncheck this boxes and click on finish. Okay. So it will take a while after you click on this install. Okay. So it will install a lot of packages, lot of libraries, lot of different environment as well. So it will take some time. Here we can see this will allow other programs such as Python tools for Visual Studio. So in Anaconda itself, you will find all this IDs, PyCharm, okay, PyDev, PyQt, and there are Jupyter Labs, Jupyter Notebook, Spider. Okay, all this is already present in Anaconda environment. Okay, so let's go back. Let's see if it has been downloaded. Yes, it has been downloaded, but I have already installed it. So I won't be able to show you all the process, but I will wait for everyone to get this installed. and then we'll proceed. Okay, so let me just click on open file. So we'll see this screen. Okay, welcome to Anaconda 3 2021.11. Okay, for 64-bit systems, we'll just click on next. Then you'll have some agreement. So just click on I agree. Okay, and here you can choose you want to install it for just for me or all users. So here I'll just keep it just for me. Then next. Then here your destination folder. So currently my destination folder is users man Anaconda 3, and make sure you have 3.00 GB of space. Currently I have 22.9 GB, so that's not a problem. You'll just click on next, but for me it will give an error because I have already installed it and this path is already present. Okay, so you just need to click on next, as I told you that I had already installed it. So it is giving me this error that directory is not empty, please choose a different location. For you it won't give any error. Okay, so after you are done with this, okay, so this was the step. After you are done with this, you'll see this window. So just skip this box checked and click on install. Okay, and after you click on install, it will take some time. So just let me know when you're done with this step. So everyone has downloaded. Download is complete for everyone. Can get the confirmation in the chat box once you are downloaded.
Yes.
Okay, download done. So just run this file. Just click on open file. Lalit. Okay, great. Installed. That's wonderful. Let's wait for others. Lalit. Vishnu installed. Okay, so I want the confirmation once you have installed everyone. Please let me know. Okay, installed. Okay, Saurabh, no problem. We'll see. Okay. Okay, great. So still in process. What about others, guys? How many of you are still in process?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
So, like last year only, I have installed this Anaconda, and that version is 3.8. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. No issues with that.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Still in process. Okay. All right. We'll just wait for 2 more minutes. Okay. So we'll just proceed now. Okay. So once it has been installed, some of you might have slow network, so you can install it the other time. You'll have this recording. Okay. Completed. Great. Right. So just here we are going to just search for Anaconda. Okay. So here we'll see this Anaconda Navigator. So we just need to click on this Anaconda Navigator. So let's just click on this. Let's open it. Okay. So it will take a while. It will take some time. As I told you, it's a bit heavy software. Okay. So don't worry about it. Let it just open. So every time we are not going to open this Anaconda Navigator, we can directly open Jupyter Notebooks as well. Okay. But I would just want to show you this platform. Okay. This ID. Okay. Right. So here we can see all this. This is the Anaconda Navigator. Okay. And these are the different software, different programs that you will find in Anaconda itself. Okay. So all this spider, data lore. Okay. Even if you have installed PyCharm, you'll see PyCharm as well. You can also see VS Code. Okay. Notebooks. So this is Jupyter Notebook, Jupyter Lab. IBM Watson Studio Cloud. Okay, even you can see this R Studio as well. So all these tools that is mostly used in data science, okay, for programming, you'll find most of the tools present in this Anaconda Navigator. For this program, for this course, we are going to be using this Jupyter Notebook. Okay, so here we don't need to do anything. You just need to click on launch. Okay, so if I just click on this launch, this will launch the Jupyter Notebook and it will open in this my browser. It's going to open this in the browser. Okay, so here you can see all your folders, your 3D object, Anaconda 3, C4, 10 dataset, context, documents, downloads. So these are the folders. Okay, now here you'll see this running. In the running part, you will see the running notebooks, the environment, the notebooks that you are running currently, the terminals and the notebooks. Okay, in the files part, if you go, you have this upload. So you can upload some Jupyter files as well.
Devendra,
Yes.
yeah, it is asking me to install new version. So should I click on yes? Because I have already clicked on yes.
No, you don't need to install it. If you want, you can do it later on. Otherwise, the older version will do as well.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Yeah. So it's just an update. So every time you'll see these updates. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So here you see this option new and upload. So if you click on new, here you'll see this option of Python 3, kernel, text, folder, terminal, right? So here you can create a folder, you can create a text file, or directly you can create a Jupyter Notebook as well. So first, let me just create a folder. Okay, and this folder is created and currently it will be present as untitled folder. So do you see this over here, untitled folder? I'll choose this. Okay, and I'm going to rename it. So once I check this box, untitled folder, and here I can just click on this rename option. So click on this rename, and here I can just give Python inside AI ML, and then click on rename. Okay, so if I just scroll down, let me see Python inside AIML reset. Yes, here I can see this folder. We just created it a few seconds ago. So Python inside AIML. This is a folder and there's nothing currently inside this folder. Okay, so all my files, I'm going to save it inside this Python inside AIML folder, all the notebooks that we are going to work with. Again, I'll click on this new, and then I'll click on this Python 3 IPY kernel. That is interactive Python kernel. I'll just click on this. Okay. And here is our Jupyter Notebook environment. This is where we'll be writing our code. And there are few things we need to learn about this environment as well. Currently here we can see it is untitled. So this is the name of your file. You can give a name to this. Okay, currently it is untitled. So again, I'll just click over here and I'll just say day 1. Okay, and then click on this rename. So this is our day 1 file. So I have just renamed it. Now, here you have this option of this file. So if I click on this file option, you will have this new notebook. So if you want to open a new notebook, you go to this new notebook option, just click on Python 3 IPY kernel. You can open a existing notebook as well. So if I just click on open, here you can choose which folder you want to, which file you want to open. So currently we just created day one inside this folder. You can move back and you can open some files as well. You can just close this. You can make a copy. You can save it. Okay, so you can just click on save as, and you can give a new name. You can rename. So you have to do a checkpoint as well. Currently, we see this day one last checkpoint a minute ago. Okay, so every time you're going to run your file, you're going to write your codes, make sure that you're making this checkpoint. So you just need to do Control S. It will automatically make this as checkpoint. Okay, revert to checkpoint. So if you want to go back to some other checkpoints, okay, you can print this document as a document itself. You can download it in the different formats.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Can you tell about the save and checkpoint again?
Okay. Save and checkpoint is nothing. If I just open a Word document, okay, if I want to write something, if I don't save it, what will happen? And close this file.
Oh, it will be not saved when we open again. Like
Okay.
it will not get that file.
Okay, let's say I save after writing 1 or 2 lines, and then I'm writing some other paragraph, and I don't save it. What will happen?
We'll get only the first word. Like this will be not.
Same thing. Okay, same thing in Jupyter Notebook. So here,
Okay.
when you are writing your code, make sure that you are keeping on saving it. So Control S is nothing but you're just saving it. For example, here last checkpoint 3 minutes ago, right? If I just do Control S, again it says last checkpoint a few seconds ago. That means whatever changes we have made a few seconds ago, all of that has been saved.
Only when we save only it will be saved, no sir? Like it will be not on auto save mode.
It also does this auto save. Okay.
Okay.
So it
Okay,
does
sir.
that auto save.
Okay.
So,
Thank you,
my
sir.
question is, when it does the autosave part, what is the need for us to, keep on doing Control S or?
It depends. It depends on your network connections also sometimes, and your platform also. Sometimes it does not get saved. So it is a better practice, good practice to save it yourself. Okay. So whenever you're working,
And
just
the option that we have of save and checkpoint, is it some kind of a check mark that we do, or?
okay, yes, that is like a version you are creating. If you want to go back to previous checkpoint version, that is you want to undo all the changes that you have done. Okay,
So, by clicking on save and checkpoint option, is it something different from Control S or is it similar to Control S?
it's I didn't get you. Going to which option?
See, the option that we have under this drop down of file, save and checkpoint, right?
Yes.
This is similar to saving the file, right?
Yes,
Nothing else.
this is just saving the file, correct? Okay.
So like in Excel, when we give an auto save mode, it directly auto saves for every second when we edit the Excel. So is that like same as save and checkpoint on, or else it is only as save as? My question is that one.
It will save it. Okay. So this
Okay.
is generally a save file. You're saving your changes, whatever you have made or whatever you have written. That's it. Okay.
Okay.
Auto saved means it will do the auto saves as well sometimes, but sometimes because of some system problems, it won't be able to do. So it is a better practice, good practice to save it yourself. So Control S. That's
Okay.
it.
Okay, sir. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Then you have this edit option. Okay. So you can cut some code cells, code blocks. You can copy some code blocks. Okay. You'll see this option of paste above and below as well. Okay. Delete, undo, split your cell, merge your cells. So all this option. So we'll be exploring them. Then you have view option. So toggle line number. if you want, when you're writing your code, toggle header. So this will give you different views to your notebook. Okay, so you can experiment with them, but mostly you won't find people using this options. Okay, then you have this insert. You want to insert a code block above or below. Okay, then you have cell options, how you're going to run the code, how you're going to run the cells. So you can press Control Enter. You can also use Shift Enter. You can use Alt Enter, run all. Okay, run all above. So you have all these options as well. Then you have kernels. So you can interrupt your execution, kernel execution. You can restart it. We can restart and clear all the previous outputs. We can restart and run all from the very first code. Okay, we can reconnect. We can shut down our notebooks as well. We can change the kernel, but change option, it is not there. We only have one option, which is Python 3. Okay, then you have some widgets, and then you have some help. Okay, so we'll go back to them whenever we want to use them. Okay, here you'll see these options. So mostly our work will be done with these options itself. These are the shortcuts that are there. Okay, so if I click on this plus icon, it will give me a new code block. Okay, so here I can write my code. Here I can write my code. If I click on plus icon again, it will give me this new code blocks. If you want to cut this code blocks, you'll just click on this scissor icon. So cut selected cell, cut selected cell, cut selected cell. So if you want to remove some, then here, if you want to copy the selected cell, okay, this is your paste the cell, and this is for moving up and down these arrows. So if, for example, I just write A, I can move this up, I can move this down as well, this cell. Okay, and this is for running our code. So whenever we want to run the code, we'll be using this run icon. When you want to interrupt your execution, we will use this particular icon, interrupt the kernel. Okay, this is for restarting the kernel, and this is for restart the kernel and rerun the whole code again. Okay, and here you see this option. This is your drop down menu where you have code, we have Markdown, raw, notebook convert, heading. Okay, so instead of just writing code in this blocks, we can also write some text as well, so that we can document our work. So if I just click on this from code, if I just make this Markdown, you'll see. And now if I write something, hello, this is session 1. Okay, so this will be present as a raw text. Okay, as a Markdown. What do you mean by Markdown? If I run this, click on this run icon, you'll see this. This is nothing but a simple text that we have written. Now, Markdown means that you can format this into different forms. So we use this hash symbol to give it as a heading 1. Okay, so this is our heading 1. Again, if we just click on run, you'll see this is present in now in big font, like and also in bold. So hello, this is session 1. So instead of making it as a code, you can make it Markdown. You can also make this as raw NB. That means raw NB is nothing but simply a text. Okay, raw text. So this is just raw text. If you again click on run, nothing is going to happen. It will just be present as a raw text. Okay, you can make this as a heading as well. So heading is nothing, directly you can use Markdown itself to make this as a heading. So here you see this heading. So Jupyter no longer uses spatial heading cells. Instead, write your headings in Markdown. So you can use your Markdowns directly to give this headings. Okay, so now one hash means single heading, double hash means this is the second heading. Okay, so this is the second heading. You can make this a third heading, fourth heading, and so on. by putting this hash symbols. So this is all about this platform. Now we will get into the codes, okay, writing codes and learning about Python. And this is very easy, okay, this platform, this interface for a beginner, because we can just write our code in this cell. So print hello, and when I click this run button, and there is a shortcut to running these cells as well, you just press shift enter or control enter, okay, shift enter or control enter. So control enter. Here I have written my code, and below this cell I can see the output, okay. So in cell we can write our codes, and below that we can see the outputs, okay. Then you can move to the next code block, write your code and see the output. That's why people who are learning Python for the first time, they prefer this as their first platform. Later on, once you have learned this Python, you can move to any other platforms, okay. So someone was telling about Google Collab, okay. Google Collab is a kind of Jupyter Notebook only, okay. Let it just open. Okay. So Google Collab is this kind of notebook. Here you can see this, welcome to Collab. All of this is nothing but this is a code block, okay. This is the Markdown. All of this is Markdown. You can embed some videos in your Markdown so that you can do your documentation as well. So if I just click on file, new notebook, okay. So what I did, I just went to file and then new notebook. Here we can see all these options as well: edit, view, insert, runtime, tools, help, and so on, right? So here you will see this is present as untitled 5, and this is a code block, correct? This is a code block. If you want to write code, you can just write print, same code, I'll just write it over here, hello. But this is present on internet, that means this is present on cloud. So if it is present on cloud, let me just rename this as session 1, okay. I can rename this session1.ipym. Here you will have to connect this to the runtime first, because this is present on cloud. So I'll just click on connect. Here you will see the Google is going to give you some RAM, some disk space. So here we can see Google gives us 12.69 GB of RAM. And in my system, if you say I just have 8 GB of RAM. So if you are having a data set, if you require more RAMs, you can move to this Google Collab as well. And this file is going to be present in your drive. So if you go to your drive, this file will be saved in your Google Drive, okay. Now to run this, once you have been connected, I just need to use the same shortcuts, shift enter. So if I do shift enter, here I can see the output and it gives me a new code block as well. So if you want a new code block, just click on this plus code. It will give you a new code block. So whatever we are going to do in Jupyter Notebook, it can be done in this Google Collab as well, okay. There will be just little differences, not so here I have made this into dark mode, that's why it is present in dark mode. If I switch back to the light mode, you'll see this is same as Jupyter Notebook in looks as well, okay. Clear? Any doubt, any questions? No? Everyone is clear till now? What is Jupyter Notebook? What to do with it?
So Jupyter Notebook also work on internet only. I can't
Oh,
work.
No. This does not. Jupyter Notebook, it works on your local system, not on Google. I mean internet on cloud. It is Google Collab, which is to access this Google Collab, you will need your internet access.
Okay, it means I can work offline with Jupyter Notebook
Jupyter
as well.
Notebook. Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Great. Let me just close this then. Now, so we have installed this Jupyter Notebook. We have installed all these platforms, and now is the time to learn about Python, okay, for writing the code. So let me just keep that. So I hope most of you have downloaded it by now. Okay. If you haven't downloaded it, we'll just take a short 5-minute of break. Okay. Just set it up because we are going to write codes and learn Python now. We are not going to go to PPTs back. We'll just referring what the topics we need to cover from PPT. And most of the thing will be hands-on. We'll be writing code in the session and we'll be learning. Okay. So we'll take short 5-minute of break and we'll come back and we'll move into the Python codes and logics. Okay.
नेट नहीं है क्या? नेट नहीं है?
साउंड ब्रेक सर। All right. So can we start again, everyone? Yes. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. So now let's get started with Python. Okay. So as usual, in other programming languages or any programming language that you are going to learn, the first thing you're going to do is print hello world. Okay. Or display a hello world. Okay. So in Python, to do this, you just have to write one line of code. We just have to use this Python built-in function print, okay, to display anything as an output. Okay, so if you want to display anything, in that case, we are going to use print. Here we are saying print, then we are using this braces, okay, and inside this braces, we are writing this data or this message, whatever you want to display. Hello world. Okay, so print hello world will give you this output. So to run it again, shift enter, it gives us this as an output. Hello world. Similarly, not just one thing, with print you can display multiple data as well. For example, I can just write print and I can just put hello. Okay, this will be the first information, first data that will get printed. Then I can give comma and I can give another data to print. So over here, I can just give, let's say Python. Okay, so what this will do is this print function will print this hello, and then it will print this Python as well. Okay, so again, if I just run it, shift enter, we'll see that it is just giving us hello and it is giving us this Python. Let me just copy this and move to the new code block over here. Okay, so here again, if I want to enter something else, some more thing, I can just put comma and I can just put data. Okay, and if I again just press shift enter, now it prints me this hello, then there is a space, then we are getting this Python, then there is a space, and then we are getting this data, right? All right, once here we are directly passing this data. Actually, what we can also do is I can just have this stored somewhere. For example, I can have a equals to hello, okay, b equals to Python, and I can have this c equals to data. Okay, and here I can just write print, and in the braces I can just pass this a. Now whatever is stored in this a will get printed. So again, shift enter, here it gives us this hello. I can also write print a comma b comma c. So a is having hello, so it will print hello. Then b is having Python, it will print Python, and c is data, so it will print data. So if we run it, hello Python data, right? So we can directly pass the values, or we can also pass this variables. We call them as variables. We'll talk more about this variables. What are they, how they work? Okay.
So whatever we are basically assigning the values of a, so it should be in the double inverted commas as well?
No, here we are not passing that in the word inverted commas.
No, that a is equal to hello. So it should be in double inverted commas, right? Hello.
No, we'll talk about them. These are different kind of data that we have that will be working. Okay. Okay. So we call these, whatever you see in this double quotes, we had just written some characters, some text data, right? We call them as strings. So these are strings. You can also have numbers, for example, 10, 20, 30, and so on, right? So here I can also write print 10. So 10 is a number. So here I don't need to put this into double quotations. Okay. Whatever you see in double quotation, that will be considered as a string, a text data, textual data. Okay. So here, if I run this, it will just print me this 10. I can also give 10, 20. I can also give 30. So it gives us this 10, 20, 30, and all this values. Again, what you can do, you can store them into A, and you can have B, and you can have C. Okay. And then you can write print A, comma, B, comma, C, and run this. So we are getting this 10, 20, 20 because B is 20, C is also 20. Let's just make this as 30. Okay. So these are different kind of data. We'll talk about them because we need to work with these data, and we should have an understanding of different kind of data that are there in Python that will be working. So this is just simple print operations that we are doing. With a print itself, you can do a lot of things. Okay. For example, let's say I'm writing print, and if you are giving this hello, okay, and then you are giving this Python, you will see that this is just printing. We have given two things. First is hello, then we have given comma, then we have given Python. But here what it does, it is printing it in the same line, right? Why it is printing it in the same line? Can we get this into two different lines? Or why there is a white space over here? Can we have, instead of having white space, can we have something else? Okay. So you can do that as well. By default, there is going to be a white space as a separator between these two values. Okay, between the two values, by default, the separator will be a white space. But you can change that. So here, how can we change that? To change that, Python has different arguments. Okay, so print is a function, and print has different arguments. So I'll just show you. Whenever you are stuck with any function in Python, for example, we have just learned print, use this help option. So help with print. If I execute this, it will give me a nice documentation about how this print works. Okay. So help on built-in function, print in module built-ins. So print, and then you can give n number of values. So here we can see this structure. Print, you can provide value 1, then value 2, value 3, value 4, and so on. And it will get printed. Then you see that here there is an argument. We call this as argument. Separator equals to a white space. And that's why when we run this print statement with two values, by default, the separator is a white space. We consider this as a white space. Okay, this is a white space. So if you want to change this, I want to have something else as my separator. I'll just write comma, separator equals to, let's say we want a hyphen as separator. So in this case, what it will do, you will see there is no white space this time. It is a hyphen between these two values. Okay. So by default, it was a white space. Here. I can make it to anything else. I can just make it to star, star, star. So now there is this star between this hello and Python, right? Okay. So you can have any separator, hyphen, slash, dash, 0, A, B, C, X, Y, Z. You can have anything as a separator, but make sure you are providing that inside this quotation. It could be single quotation, it could be double quotations also. Okay. It could be double quotations as well. So just like we are writing this hello and Python, you can use double quotation here as well. If you want this in a new line, let me just copy this. So to get this into a new line, I can just put /n. Okay. So separator equals to \n. And now if I just execute this \n means a new line. So what this will do is it will print hello in one line. Then it will go to the new line, and in new line, it will print Python, because we have mentioned the separator between these two is going to be \n, which means a new line. Okay. I can also have this separator as a tab. So to give a tab as a separator between these two, I can use \t. Okay, \t means a tab. That means 4 spaces. So here we have this 4 spaces between hello and Python. That is working as a separator over here. Okay. Clear? Any doubt till now? Yes, no. Everyone is clear?
Yes, sir.
Actually, when I'm trying to execute this command, print hello Python separator wala command, it's giving me a syntax error.
So there must be some error, something you might have missed. Can you put your code that you have written in chat box?
Yeah, sure, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, Devendra. Actually, some students have not wrote here the proper name. HF is there and the Galaxy A12 is there.
Okay, so guys, can you just rename yourself, please, with your full name?
Who is Galaxy A12? And HF is also there. Hello, can you hear me, Galaxy A12 and HF? Okay, Devendra, continue today. We can consider, but from tomorrow we will not consider this names. Okay.
Okay, sure. Yeah, thanks. So guys, just rename yourself. Okay. All right, fine. Okay, so yes, can you put your code in the chat box? What error you're getting?
I got that. I figured out what mistake I was doing. Thank you so much.
Okay, great. Fine. Now, here we're just writing one print statement. You can write multiple print statements as well. For example, I can write print. Now tell me what will happen if I don't give anything inside this print? What will be the output?
Blank.
Okay. How about others? What will be the output?
Blank.
Blank. Okay.
Maybe some syntax error.
What will be the output now?
It should be blank.
3 blank space, I think.
It will give you 3 blank lines.
Yes.
Okay. So first print it is giving you first blank line. Second print will give us second blank line. Third print is going to give us third blank line. Let's say I don't want this blank lines. How can I do that? Why it is giving us 3 lines? Because we are not printing anything, even though it is giving us 3 lines. Because there is this another separator end, and end equals to \n. Okay, that means whenever you are writing your Python programs, this you are using this print statement. For example, whenever you're writing print hello, okay, your pointer is going to be at the first line. It will print HELLO. Then it will move to the new line. Your pointer will be pointing to the new line because you have end equals to \n. We're not talking about separators. Okay, we're talking about end of a line, end of a print statement. Okay, so in the next print statement, you have this particular print. We are not printing anything, but by default, the end is \n. That means you want to again move to the new line. Okay, so here if I just write hello world, and here if I just give Python, and if I execute this, you will see this in 3 different lines: first line, second line, and the third line. Okay, so by default the end is given as \n. Okay, so what it does, it prints hello, then it moves to a new line, and in the new line it prints world, then again it moves to a new line, and there it prints Python, and after that we are not having any print statement, but the pointer will point to the new line. Okay, now if I want to change this, I don't want to print it into 3 different lines. I want to print it into just 1 line. So here I'll just mention this end equals to a white space. So what it will do, it will print this hello, then it will give a white space. Okay, and after this white space, it will print this world. Okay, let's say you want to get this Python in the same line as well, separated by a white space. So you'll just say end equals to white space. And now you will see all of this is printing in just 1 line. What we did, we changed this end to a white space. So it will print this hello, and it will consider this white space as the end of this print statement. So your pointer is currently over here. From here, it will print world, WORLD, and again you have mentioned end equals to a white space. So it will consider this white space as the end. Now this is our pointer over here. Then we are printing Python, and then you are moving to a new line. Okay, here we don't need to actually mention. So you can get this output of different prints in just single line, or you can just format this as well. You can just mention you want it to be a tab, 4 spaces. Okay, so you can just mention now there will be a tab between these 3 print statements. So hello, a tab, world, a tab, and Python. Okay, right. So this is all about the print statement. Now, in Python, to document your code, you have something known as comments. Okay, so we use this symbol hash to write a comment. What is a comment? Comment could be a short note. For example, this program will do...
Hey, hi Devendra, sorry to disturb you.
Yes.
This print function you have used, right? This hello word, this end function also. So I just wanted to know. So in both the lines, we have to put the end, or we can do it in a single column only. We can put end 2 times, and we can get this result in after that the output.
No. One print
Actually,
will
I was just trying it out, so I was unable to get it out. So I thought of asking you whether it could be done or not.
It cannot be done. Okay, one print function will just have one end parameter, end argument. Okay, we cannot give multiple end arguments. Clear?
Yes, Devendra. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So comments. We're talking about comments. So comments are just a short note that we want to give. So here I'm writing this program will do addition of two numbers. Maybe you're writing a program that is going to do addition of two numbers. And you want to give a note over there. So you can use this as a comment. Whenever you are writing comment, consider giving this hash symbol. Okay. Now, what is this comment? A comment is a not executable code. So this is not going to execute. Okay. These are not executable. Example, if I just write print 10 plus 20. This is simple to do the addition. We just use this plus symbol. So what it will do, 10 plus 20, it will give us 30. But you will see that these lines are not executed. These are not considered when running your code. We're just getting the output of this print. Okay. So this is just working as a note that we have put. Now, if I put this in front of my code, it will make this as not executable as well. So this is not going to execute. Okay. So this hash, we also use it for debugging as well. Okay. For example, here you don't want to print this world. You just want to print hello Python. I can just put a hash symbol in front of this print. Okay. And you just execute this. Here I can see I'm just getting hello and Python. I'm not getting this. Okay. So comments are non-executable code blocks. These are used to just put some documentation or prevent your code from execution. Okay, so this is called as single line comment. Okay, you can have multiple line comments as well. What is multiple line comment? For example, here again, add A and B. If you do this, it will give you error. This again, what you will have to do, you'll have to put a hash symbol over here. Okay, but let's say you are writing a paragraph as a note for yourself. So in that case, putting this hash symbol in front of all of this will be a very tedious task. So in that case, you can use this triple quotes. Okay. Now using this triple quotes, I can write multiple line of comments. So this is line 1. This is line 2. And then I can just write whatever I want. Print hello. Okay. Again, execute this. Here again, you will see that this is not considered for execution. So this is multiple line comment. You can write your comments in multiple lines. Okay. So mostly we'll be using this hash symbol. Sometimes you might be using this triple quotes. Okay. Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Instead of putting anything under this triple quotation, if we run this, what will be the output?
Nothing. Remove it.
No. If we remove print hello.
So it will give you this. This is line 1. This is line 2. Okay. It just gives you this backslash and this is line 1. This is line 2. Okay. This gives you the comments itself, but this is not executed. It is not considered. This is just present as a comment. And mostly we will be using this triple quotes when you write your functions. So we also call them as doc strings. So we'll talk about them over there.
I have a question. Why it is giving us, the output also? I mean, if you haven't given this print command, if you remove this and then run it, yeah, earlier it was giving this output line with 32. Yeah, why is it giving such output?
So in Python, okay, triple quotes is also considered as a string. Okay, whenever you use this double quotes, We can also use triple quotes for strings also, but that can be also considered as a multi-line comment. Here you'll see this is same as this hello, the output, HELLO, and in this braces, right? So this triple quote is considered as strings as well. And this is also considered as multi-line comment when we write our functions, when we create our own function, we'll be using them. And in Jupyter, actually, you can see the outputs without using your print statement. For example, you can just write here, I can see we had just given this a equals to hello. Then here we're just writing a, we are not writing print a. So when I write this a, this will reference the value HELLO and it will print that. But you should be using print whenever you want to print something, because this is going to work in Jupyter, but it might not work in other environments. Okay, for example, if I have a equals to 10, I have b equals to 20, I cannot write a and b. It will only give me the output of the last reference, that is b. It will just give me the output for the last reference, which is 20. I'm not getting the output of it. So to do that, I'll have to use this print. Okay, so here I'll just write print, and here also I'm just put this print. And now if I run it, now I'm getting the output of A as well as B. So in Jupyter Notebook, it's a functionality in Jupyter Notebook that it will print, it will display the last value, whatever you are referencing. Clear? Yes, no?
So
Yes.
that means in this Jupyter Notebook, when we give all the functionalities, it only considers the last functionality. So
for printing, for displaying, yes.
Yeah. So like we can have like in a one line functionality also, like 10 plus 20 also it gives 13 also.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Is this clear, everyone? Any other doubt? Any other questions?
No, sir, clear.
Clear? Okay. How about others, guys? Clear?
Yes, clear. Sir, in your box, whenever you try to change the number, it's written as 1, 2, 3, 4. Huh? But in my Jupyter, whenever I try to change the number, it doesn't show me like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Go to this view option. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
And here you'll have this toggle line numbers.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Fine.
Just click on this toggle line numbers. And for me now, it's gone. Right.
Okay.
So if I want them back, I'll just go to view. I'll just click on this toggle line numbers and get this line numbers.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so what is the last point that you want? The toggle line numbers or this printing?
Printing one before the toggle.
So whenever you're writing this, a equals to 10, b equals to 20. So if I just write a and below that b, this will only give me the output of the last reference, last value, which is stored in this b. I won't get the what is stored in 10. Okay, so this is a functionality, default functionality in Jupyter Notebooks. If you are referencing the values, it will only display the last value. But when you use print, it will display both. It will print A as well as it will display this B. Okay, and make sure Python is case sensitive. So P, whatever you're writing, PRINT, it has to be in the same case. Python is case sensitive. Okay, so here now I can see I'm getting this 10, I'm getting this 20 as well. Okay, clear? Okay, great. All right, fine. Let me have some new code blocks. Okay, so that is about printing something. Now let's say you want to take the input from the users, right? Enter the first number, enter your name, something like that. So we want to take the input, not display the output. Okay. So to take any input, we use this input function. Okay. Input, then empty braces. So if I run this, shift enter, here I'll see this a text box, and here I can see the star symbol. This star symbol means your code is running currently. Okay. Once it gets this executed, you will see a number. Okay, the execution number for this code. So this was 40th execution. This will be the 41st. So input, let's say I just give my name. Okay, hit enter. Now this turns to 41. That means it has executed, and this was our 41st execution. And here I can see the output. Right. So to take the input, we are going to use this input function. But there is a problem currently whenever we are writing this input. It is just giving us this text box. It is not telling you what to input. Let's say you have written a program and this is the screen that you see in your window. Just a text box, nothing written on it. You go to a website, you see just a text box, nothing written on it. Should I provide my name, password, number, phone number, email? It is not very clear, right? It is not clear. So here, we also need to display something with this text box, like enter your name, enter your number, enter your email, something like that, right? But currently it will just, I put something. So how can we do that? To do that, you can just mention over here in this code says, well, enter your name. Okay. And now if I execute this, here you will see this, it gives you a, so guys, one of you is not on mute. So guys, yeah, sort of, can you just go on mute, please? Sorry, I have to mute you. Yeah. Right. So now we can see it gives us this message as well. Enter your name. So now I know what I have to enter. So I'll just enter my name this time. Okay. Okay. Or whatever you want. You want to enter your number, you just mention enter your number. You want to enter your email, just mention enter your email, and so on. So now we are getting this as well. So here we're getting this as an output. But if I want to access my name again, how can I access this? Okay. Currently, it is not stored anywhere. We are taking the input, but is it getting stored anywhere? No, it is not getting stored anywhere. So for that, we have a concept of variables. Name. So here, what I'm doing, I'm storing this in a variable name. So whenever I want to access the name, I can use this particular variable. So if I run this again, let me just enter. Right. So now it is not getting printed, but it is getting stored in this particular variable. So if I want to access it, I can just write print name. So there is a typo. Okay. Right. So it is printing us this name. I can access this anywhere in my code now. Anywhere I go down. For example, here I can just write print name. I can access it. But previously it was not getting stored in. So this brings us the concept of variables. So let's see what are variables. Why do we use them? How they work? All right. So variables are just name of memory location. Okay, variables are nothing but just name of memory location. For example, you have your system, right? We have all are using the system. In system, what you have is you have this folders. You might have a movie folder, right? So movie folder, you might have images, and so on. So you just give this name. In your system, you are storing these movies. The movies might be of 2.3 GB, might be of 5 GB, might be of some MBs, right? And you're storing them. So why do we give a name to these folders? What will happen if you don't give a name? Anyone? Why do we give a name?
To identify.
To identify, okay. What will happen if we don't give the name?
We won't be able to identify what's in this particular folder which we are looking for.
Correct, right? So by default, this your operating system gives you some name, new folder 1, new folder 2, right? Just to segregate, just to give some difference, so that you can identify it easily. But these are these movies that you are storing, the images you are storing, it is nothing but it is getting stored somewhere in your system that is using some memory blocks, right? It is using some memory blocks to store that whatever images you have. Image is nothing but just a pixel. So it will get stored in this memory blocks. And by default, this memory blocks will have some numbers, hexadecimal numbers as their address. So if you don't give this name, you'll have to access these values using this hexadecimal. All these images and your movies, you will have to access them using hexadecimal numbers. Similarly, here variables are nothing but these are just the name of memory location. For example, this is your memory. Let's say you have different blocks of memory, okay, and you're storing this values like 10, 20, 30. Let's say your 10 is stored over here. Okay, our 10 is stored over here. Now this 10, by default, it will have some memory ID, memory location, where you have stored this 10 in memory. And that number is going to be a very lengthy one and very difficult to remember. So what we do, we give it a name. We say that as A. So A is the name of this particular memory location where 10 is stored. So we are referencing to this value 10 by use of this memory location. Okay, by giving this name. So these are your variables. And we can use this variable for easy reference of this value. So I can just write A equals to 10. And now if I want to access the value, I can access it by its name, A, right? Anywhere in my code, if I write A, it will give me this particular value 10. And if you want to see the default memory address, you can use this ID function. So ID of A, run it, you see this very big number. This is the ID of A, this memory location where your A is stored. 1445778909776, a very lengthy number and very difficult to remember. That's why we use this variable, right? Now, you cannot name your variable anything. There are certain set of rules that you have to follow. Okay, there are some rules to name your variables. Okay, let's see what are these rules. So the first rule is variable names cannot use special characters, okay, apart from underscore. For example, here I can have a equals to 10. That's fine. I cannot have at the rate a equals to 10. I cannot have dot a equals to 10. I cannot write your star at the rate, star a equals to 10. If I run this, it will give me error. But if I write a equals to 10, that's fine. It is not giving me error. If I write a at the rate also equals to 10, it will give me error. Right? If I write a and your dollar symbol equals to 10, again, that will give you error. It is not allowed. We cannot use this special character apart from underscore. I can use underscore. I can write a underscore equals to 10. That's fine. It won't give me any error. Okay. Second rule is variable names should start with character or underscore. It cannot start with numbers. For example, I cannot write 9a equals to 10. That will give me an error again. Okay. So you cannot have a number at the start of the variable name. It should always start with a character or an underscore. But I can have underscore a equals to 10. That's fine. You don't need to memorize all this thing. You will get to know when you start writing your programs. Fine. Now, you can also have a 9 equals to 10, but just we cannot use this numbers at the start of the variable name. I can have a underscore 9 equals to 10. That is also fine. I'm not getting any error. Okay. Right. The third rule is we should not use inbuilt function names and keywords as variable names. Okay. So what do we mean by this? I have a print. What is this print? Print is a function, right? Print is a function. This ID, it is also a function. It has some built-in functionality in Python. This input, it also has some inbuilt functionality. Take the input. Now this should not be used as your variable names. Okay, why it should not be used as variable name? For example, if I write print equals to 10, I won't see any error for now. But let's say you're going to use your built-in function print to print this hello. This time I'll get an error. What it says type error, int object is not callable. Okay, that means we cannot use this print over here. Why? Because what you have done is you have assigned this print equals to 10. Now what will be this print? 10. So whenever you are using this print, actually you are referring to this particular value 10. So you're writing 10 hello. That has no sense, no meaning here. So we should avoid using our built-in functions as variable name. Else you're not going to see any errors, but when you try to use their functionality, built-in functionality, that time you will run into this issues and you will be scratching your head why you are getting errors. So now I'll have to again start my kernel because I assigned this print equals to 10. So I want to again ignore all this. So I'll just go to kernel and I will just click on restart. and continue. Sorry. Restart and then restart. Okay. Now again, I'll just put this into comment because I don't want to make print as 10, and then I'll run this. All right. Now here you will see, guys, see over here. After restarting, this is the first code block that we have executed. And here you can see this number 1. This output number is coming from previous executions. Okay. So sometimes I have noticed that if you are new to Jupyter Notebook, if I write a equals to 10, and then I write, let me run it, a equals to a plus, okay, a plus 20, execute this. What some students will do is they will go to this code block again, get a new code cell, and then they will write print a. Can you tell me what will the output of a?
30.
10. 10, I think 10.
No, it will be 30. Okay.
Yeah.
You have to see this order of execution. This is the first code block that you have written. This is the second execution, a equals to 10. This is the third execution where you are writing a equals to a plus 10. So what was the previous value of a? 10. So you are just writing 10 plus 20. And again, you are just assigning that to it. Here we haven't run this cell, but this will be the fourth cell that we are going to execute. So after third, we are executing this 4. That means this a will consider the value of the latest a. So here we'll get this 30. So don't get confused. See the order of execution. Okay. And if you are new to Jupyter Notebook, people tend to make this mistake. Right. So let me just remove this. All right. So these are certain rules that you should remember while you are naming your variables. Okay. These are the 3 main rules you should remember. And you don't have to memorize all of this. You'll get to know once you get in the habit of writing the codes. Okay. Now, so what we have done till now is we have just talked about installation, printing operations, and taking the inputs and the rules for naming variables. Now we'll be talking about different data types. Okay. So again, we'll just take this time, sorry, last time I took a longer break. Okay. So this time we'll just take 5 minutes of break. All right. And then we'll be back and we'll continue with the data types in Python. Okay. Can we take break?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
sir.
Okay. All right, so let's start again. I'll just go back to the slides. Okay. And all right, so I'm really sorry, I skipped one thing, which is operators. Okay, so first we'll talk about operators, then we will go to the data types. Okay, so let's see what are operators and how we use them. So let me just go back. So before going to data types, we'll talk about the operators. Okay, so am I audible, everyone? Yes, no?
Yes.
Okay. We'll talk about operators. Okay. So operators are nothing.
Excuse me, sir.
Yep.
So for a second, can you go to variables part?
Yeah. Which line?
Yeah, click more upward. Oh, this one.
Yes.
Okay. And more one. To the variables one, so first variables part. Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay. All right. So we are going to start off with operators. Now, operators are the symbols or characters that do some kind of operations on the values. Okay. So we have two things over here. One is operators and the other is operands. Okay. Operands. For example, if when you're writing 10 plus 20, okay, these are the values 10 and 20. These are the values, and this will be considered as operator. So these are called as operands. So these are our operands, and this plus symbol is known as the operator. So this operator is going to do some operation on this operands, which is, for this case, it will be addition. Also, we can also use the reference of this variable. We can use the variable names. So we can just write a plus b. So in this case, this a and b will be our operands. This plus is the operator. So we have different kind of operators in Python. Okay. We have this arithmetic operator. Okay. Like addition, subtraction. Okay. And we have star symbol that is used for multiplication or asterisk. So you'll see this is your multiplication, a star symbol or asterisk symbol. Okay. We use the slash for division, and we use this modulus symbol, percentage symbol, for finding the modulus or remainder. Okay. And then we also have a spatial division. So we use this double slash, and this is known as floor division. We'll see what we mean by floor division. And you have this double star symbol for exponential. 2 raised to power 3, 2 raised to power 4, 2 raised to power 6. We can use this double star symbol. For example, let's talk about one by one. When you want to do some addition operation, you just use this plus symbol. So 10 plus 20. So it will give you 30. Or you can write a equals to 10, b equals to 20, and you can write a plus b. Okay. That gives us 30. So here we are just writing in two different lines. Actually, we can also write a comma b equals to 10 comma 20. That can be done as well. So here in a you can assign this 10, in b you're assigning this 20, and then you can just write a plus b. That gives you 30. Okay. So you can do it in 2 separate lines, or you can just do it in the single line itself. This is our addition. Similarly, you can do subtraction. So you can just write a minus b. So 10 minus 20, that is minus 10. You can also write a into b, that is 10 into 20, that will be 200, right? You can also do division. So you can just write b divided by a, that is 20 divided by a, that will be 2.0. Okay. We also have this floor division. So this single slash, this is our actual division. Okay, this gives you actual division. Now here, let's say I'm writing 10 divided by 3. Let's see what is the output. The output is 3.3333 and 5. Okay, this is our actual division. So this gives you the actual division value. But if I write 10 double slash 3, it will only give me the integral part, the integer part. So I'm just getting this 3. I'm not getting the decimal part. I'm just getting the integral part. So this we call it as floor division. Okay. So just remember this difference between the single slash and double slash. Fine. Then you have this remainder. Okay, for example, 10 modulo 3. So 10 divided by 3, what will be the remainder? 1. So this modulus symbol will give you the modulus or the remainder value, which is 1. So 10 modulo 3, it gives us this 1, right? So 10 double star 2, that means 10 raised to power 2. So that will be 100. Similarly, we can do 10 double star 3, that means 10 raised to power 3. Okay, so you can do all this arithmetic operations using this arithmetic operators, right? Plus, minus, multiplication, division, modulus, your floor division, and your exponential. Okay, so these are arithmetic operators. Then we also have your assignment operators. Okay, let's see what are these assignment operators. So when you are writing a equals to 10, we are using this equals to symbol. That means in a we are assigning this value 10, right? In a we are assigning this value 10. So this equals to is considered as assignment operator. And there are different assignment operators as well. Equals to, plus equals to, minus equals to, multiplication, so into equals to, and division equals to, and your floor division equals to, then your exponential equals to, and then we also have modulus equals to. Okay, we'll see what is the difference between them. So here we are having a. So this is just simple assignment operator. That means we are just assigning this value of 10 in a. Let's just execute this. Now, if I write a plus equals to 20, this is this plus equals to assignment operator. So it is the shortcut way of writing a equals to a plus 20. So what we are doing is in a again, we are adding 20. Okay, so what we are doing, a plus 20. What was the previous value of A? That will be 10, right? So from here, 10 plus 20. And again, we are assigning this result into A. So this is the shortcut way of doing it. So you can just write A plus equals to 20. That in simple terms means A equals to A plus 20. So if I print my A, can you tell me what will be the output of A?
30.
How about others, guys? What will be the output? 30.
Yes.
Yes. So it gives us 30. Similarly, you can just write A minus equals to 10. Print A. Can you tell me what will be the output now?
0.
Okay. How about others? What will be the output?
0.
0.
Okay. Everyone thinks it will be 0.
No. It will be 20.
It will
What
be
is the
20.
what is the previous value of A?
30.
Is
30, right? We changed the
Right.
A. Now what we are doing, A minus equals to 10. That means A minus 10. So previous value of A is 30. So 30 minus 10, that will give you 20, right? Okay. Then you can just write A into equals to 2. That is just A equals to A into 2. Then print your A. Can you tell me what will be the output now?
40.
Yes. Not 60. That will be, see the previous value of A. That was 20, right? So it will be 40. Correct. Now, if I write A division equals to 2, and then print this A, what will the output? Twenty. 20.0.
20. Yeah.
Right? It gives us 20.0. Similarly, if I write A double slash equals to 3 and then print A, can you tell me what will the output of A?
18.
Yes. 18 you are saying.
6.
It's 6.
Floor
6,
division,
6.
right? Remove the decimal part. So it will give you 6. So it gives us the 6.0. It is ignoring this decimal part, right? So when you do correct. Now here the A is 6. If I just write A modulo equals to 2, and then if I print A, what will the output? Now tell me what will the output?
0, sir.
0.
It will be 0, right? It will be 0 because 6 modulo 2, 6 when divided by 2, what is the remainder? 0. Okay. Now, if I just write A double star equals to 1, print A, what will be the output?
0.
0.
How about others? What is 0 raised to power 1?
0.
0. Okay. So let's say if A is something else, let me just change this value. Even if you make A raised to power 2, that will be A equals to 4. What is the output now?
16.
16. So 4 squared, that will be 16. Similarly, you can find cube, that is 6. Okay. So these are our assignment operator. Why we call them as assignment operator, even though we are doing this arithmetic operation? Because again, we are assigning that back into this variables, right? That's why we call them as assignment operators. Okay. So these were our assignment operators. Now,
So,
yes.
so
Yeah, please tell me.
some answers are like 0 point means 0.0, and some are like 64. So why this is happening here? Means some are 6.0 and some are 64 only.
That depends on the data type. Okay. For example, when you did a division will give you this decimal values. Okay. Every time you're going to do a division, for example, if you just write 10 divided by 2, the output will be a float. We call them as floating numbers. Okay, decimal values. So every time it will give you a decimal value. So if you are having a decimal value, let's say 10.0/3, this will be resulting into a decimal. But if I just have 10 double modulo 3, so it will take this the data type of this particular value. Okay, and if I execute this time it gives me this 3. Okay, but if one of them is decimal, is having this decimal value, even it is 0.0, 0.1 something, whatever it is, and you're doing the flow division, it will result into this your floating numbers as well. That's why you're getting this floating number. Okay, whenever you do this division, always that will result into floating numbers, float data type. And whenever you do this flow division, okay, whenever we do this flow division, that depends on the value of this a number. Okay, for example, if it is 10.0, the output will be a float. If it is 10, the output will be an integer. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so from here, what was A? What was the data type of A? It changed to 20.0. So here, what you are doing? You are doing 20.03. That's why the output is 6.0. And similarly for this modulus operation as well, you're getting this 0.0. Okay, because this particular value, A now has been converted to floating number. We'll see what is floating number, what is integer. We'll come to this data type.
Hello.
Yes.
Yashwant here, sir.
Yeah, please.
Can you, sir, please repeat that assignment operators again?
Yes, sure. Okay, if I write A equals to 10, what will be the output of A?
10, sir.
So here what we are doing, we are assigning this value 10 in A, right? Correct?
Yes, sir, right.
Okay. So A is 10. And here what you're doing is A plus equals to 10. That is a short way of writing A equals to A plus 10. That means what you are doing, you are adding 10 in A, whatever is the previous value of A, we are adding 10 in that. And again, what we are doing, we are assigning that to A. So now A will no longer will be 10. A will change to this A plus equals to 10. That is, A will become, it will increment the value of A by 10. Okay, because we are assigning that back. So if you just write print A, you're getting this print. Similarly, we can do it for all this operators, arithmetic operators. So we are doing this arithmetic operations, and again we are assigning that output, that result to that particular variable.
Okay, sir.
Clear? Yes?
Yeah, sir, got it.
Okay. Fine. Any other questions? Anyone?
No, sir.
All right. Can we proceed then? Others, guys, can we proceed?
Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then we have comparison operators. Okay. Let's see, what are these comparison operators? So comparison operators are used for comparing the values. For example, greater than, less than, okay. And for checking the equality, we use this double equals to, because the single equals to is used to assign a value to that particular variable. So here equals to has different meaning. Here equals to is for assigning the value to a variable. If you want to check equality, we have to use this double equals to symbol. Okay, then you have greater than equals to, less than equals to. So these are our comparison operators. For example, I'm having a equals to 10, b equals to 20. And if you want to check whether the value of a and b are same or not, so you'll just write a double equals to b. So it will check whether a and b are equal or not. So a is 10, 10 double equals to 20. That is not true. So output in this case will be a Boolean value, either a true or a false. Okay, so here it gives us false. Similarly, I can just write a is greater than b. Okay, so in this case, what we are doing, we are checking whether a is greater than b or not. So 10 is greater than 20. Again, that is false. So we are comparing this value. So a is less than b. Run it, and this time it gives you true. That is true. Similarly, you can check for a greater than equals to b and run it, and you can do b is less than equals to, sorry, a is less than equals to b, and we'll see this true and false values. So we'll get this trues and false. Boolean value is true and false. Boolean output, true or false. These two possible values will be there. Okay, either true or false. That is Boolean value. Is it clear, Sonam? Okay, cool. All right, so these are our comparison operators. Then we have logical operators. Okay, so the logical operators are and, or.
Hey, hi Devendra, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, please tell me.
Hey, what if a and b values are same? So will it take a positive value or negative value?
A and b are
same.
So you can check for comparison. So here we can check for greater than equals to, less than equals to. Okay, let's say here it is 10. So what will be the output of this? A double equals to b. A is equals to b.
True.
It will be true in that case, right? A is greater than b. That is false, right? Because both are same. A is less than b. That is again a false. A is greater than or equals to, we are saying. So this will be true. And this condition, it will be
true
as well. Because in this case, what we're doing, greater than or equals to, we are checking both. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay, so this was your question, Riaz.
I'm still not clear on this.
Okay.
So how is taking like false and true, wherein the both the values are same?
Okay. So it's just simple logic, man. Let's say you have two values, you are having 10, okay? And you are saying greater than or equals to 10. So this condition is right or wrong?
Yeah, it's right.
It's right. So when this condition is right, it is giving you the output as true. Okay. But if I say 10 is greater than 10, is it right or wrong?
Wrong.
Wrong. So it is just giving you as false. So if the condition is not satisfied,
Yeah, got it.
that
Got
will
it.
be false. Okay. Yeah. When the condition is true, it will be true. It will give you condition is satisfied, it will give you the output as true. When the condition is not satisfied, the output will be false. Okay. All right. Then we have this logical operators and, or, not. Okay. Let's see what is this and, or, and not. So till now, we have been comparing two values, single condition. Now let's say you want to compare more than two values. Okay. For example, you have A equals to 10, B equals to 20, C equals to 15. Okay. And you want to check, you have a condition that A should be greater than B. Okay. And then this is the first condition. All right. And the B, A should be also greater than C. Let's say you want to find out the maximum of this three numbers. So what we want is, we want the maximum of this three numbers, A, B, and C. So we have just mentioned A greater than B and A greater than C. Now here, what will be the output of this? What will be this condition? True or false?
False.
False.
This will be false. What will be this condition?
False.
False. Now we are using this AND condition, AND operator between them. So in that case, the final output will be
False.
okay. Now, if I say A is greater than B, and here I am saying A is less than C, what is this? True or false?
False.
False.
This is false. What will be this condition?
True.
True.
This will be true. So one condition is true, the other condition is
True.
True.
sorry, one condition is false, the other one is
true.
so true and false. When you use this AND operator, again that will be false. This AND operator will give you the output as true only when all the condition that you have mentioned is satisfied. Okay. So if you are using AND operator and you're having two conditions, so let's just mention scenario 1, condition 1, and scenario 2, that is condition 2. And let's say if it is false, first condition is false, second condition is also false, final condition, final output will be false. Okay. Now we are talking about AND condition. We're just mentioning about AND. If the first condition is true and the second condition is false and you are using AND operation, the final output will always again be false. Okay. If the first condition is false and second condition is true, again the output of this AND operation, if you're using AND operation, it will be false. It will only give you the output as true when both the condition is satisfied. Okay, this AND operation. It will only give us the output as true when all the condition is satisfied, when both the condition is satisfied. Okay. So here, if I say A is less than B, what is this condition, true or false?
It's true.
It is true this time. 10 is less than 20. That is true. What will be this condition? A is less than C.
True.
Again true. So in this case, AND will give you the final output as true. Okay. So AND operator will give you the final output as true only when all the condition that you have mentioned is satisfied. Then you have this OR operator. Okay. So for the OR operator, what it will do is, so let's say you have again scenario 1, scenario 2, OR means either of them should be satisfied. One condition should be satisfied at least. So first condition is false and second condition is false. The OR operator will give you the final output as false.
False.
Okay. If one condition is true, the other condition is false, OR operator will give you the final output as true. If the first condition is false, second condition is true, the OR operator will give you the final output as
True.
And if both the condition is true, in that case, it will be true. Okay. So these are two opposite operators, AND and OR. So here, if I just copy this, sorry, this two condition are true. So it will be, and we are going to use this OR operator. So we'll just say OR. So final output will be true. So true or true. If I say A is greater than C, so this first condition is true. That is 10 is less than 20. That is correct. That is right. Or we are saying A is greater than C. That means 10 is greater than 50. That is false. But one condition is satisfied. In this case, the final output will be true. Okay. It will only give us false when all of this condition that you have mentioned is false. So this is our OR operations. Right. All right. Then we have this NOT operator. Let's see, what is this NOT operator? Okay. So NOT operator is used to negate the outputs of this AND and OR operators. For example, when we mention this condition, right? When we mention this condition, we said the final output was true. So now you want to negate that. You want to reverse that. So you just put not in front of it and put all this condition in bracket. And now if I run it, it will negate the output of this AND operator. So AND operator, it was giving us true. Now I use not in front of it. It is giving me false. Similarly, I can use this NOT operator in front of this OR as well. So it will negate the output. So if I run it, it is giving me true. Okay. So these are our different operators. So again, there are some more operators as well. So we'll cover the operators today. I don't think we can go to data types. Okay. All right. Because which part you were not able to understand? Yes, because can you tell me which part? Output 50. What will be the output? Can you tell me? I'm not using not, I'm just using this AND operator. What will be the output? Because can you tell me?
True.
Yes, Vikas. True. Why true? Because we are using AND operator. So this condition A less than B. That means 10 is less than 20. So 10 is not less than 20. That will result into false. And A is less than C. Sorry. My bad. It will give you true, sorry. So 10 is less than 20, that is true, right? So 10 is less than 20. Here 10 is less than 15. Again, this will give you true. And we are using AND operator. So the final output of this AND operation will be true. Correct? Right? So if I execute this cell, it will give me, sorry, where is that? This one. This will give me true. So the final output is true. Let's say you want to make this false. You want to negate this. You want to reverse this output. So we will just put not in front of it, and all this condition will be mentioned inside of bracket. So it will convert this true to false now. That's the only use of this not operator. It will negate the final output, whatever output you're getting. Here in this case, we are getting it as false. Then we use not in front of it. So it negated that to true. Okay. All right. So everyone is clear? Any other question, guys? Anyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, in variables part, like the first rule,
Yes.
like ID of A something, the 51 input. What is the ID of A? I mean, I missed that
Memory
part.
location. We don't need to worry about that. This is just gives you the memory location of A. Okay. So we don't need to work with this. If you are
Can
not,
you explain the parts of the memory location in a short?
you are not there.
Yes, sir, I missed that.
Okay. So I think I had
In short.
Okay, because we are running short of time. Let's say you have memory IDs and blocks, right? So this 10 is going to be stored somewhere in the memory. Then only I can work with it, right? So what will happen if I'm not writing this A? Okay, if you don't write A equals to 10, I cannot access this again, this 10 or this result, whatever operation you do, then you store it somewhere, but you haven't given it a name. For example, your images. Can you imagine a folder or your images or your files in the system that you have stored? If you don't give any name, what will happen? You cannot find it.
Yes.
Right? You cannot access it because by default they are going to be stored somewhere in memory block, and they will have these lengthy numbers as their address, memory address where they are stored. So by default, this gives me the address where 10 is stored, this ID. Okay, so I will have to remember this particular ID, this particular number to access this 10. That's why what we do is we assign a variable name, A equals to 10, because it is not possible for me to remember this. So this ID just gives you the memory location where this A is stored. Okay.
Yes, okay, sir.
Yeah. Any other question?
No, sir.
All right, fine. Okay, membership operators. So the membership operator is used to check the membership of some characters, some values in a collection data type. We'll cover this membership operators again. Let me just tell you what are these membership operators. So in and not in. Let's say I have A equals to hello. Okay. So this is my data A. What I want to do is I want to check whether in this particular string I have E or not. So I want to check the membership of E in this particular variable A. So I'll just say E in A. So what I want to do is I want to check whether this E is present in A. What is this A? HELL. So if it is there, it will give me true. If it is not there, for example, if I just say Z in A, it will give me false. Correct? So Z in A, it gives us false. Similarly, you have not in operator. So here I can just say Z not in A. So in this case, Z is not there in this HELL. So this is true. So it will give us true as out. So we call them as membership operators. So in and not in, and this can only be used for collection data types. What is collection data type? We'll talk about them. To just give you a hint, we have list, string, tuple, dictionaries, okay, and set as our collection data type or sequence data type. So we'll talk about them in our coming sessions. So don't worry. These are our operators. The final operator is identity operator. Okay. So identity operator is not is. Okay. I'm writing A equals to 10. Okay. And I'm writing B equals to 10. Same value, A and B are storing. If I write ID of A, it will give me the memory address of this A, which is 288880. ID of B is something else. These are two values, right? Same value, 10 and 10. But they are stored different in the different memory location. They have different IDs. So if I write A is B, it will give me false. Okay. But if I write A equals to 10 and B equals to A, and then if I check the ID of A and the ID of B, this time it is same. Right? What I did, I assigned A equals to 10 and then I write A equals to B. That means this B is referring to A and this A is referring to 10. So this A and B both are referring to the same memory location. So in this case, if I write A is B, it will give me true. Okay, this will give us true because when the memory ID is same, this identity operator will give us true. If it is not same, it will give you false. So if I write A is not B, that is false because both of them are referring to the same memory location. Okay, so these are our operators. So today we have just started with simple things, and remember these are just the building blocks of your codes. Okay, we're just learning how to place these bricks. We'll be using all this concept when you write a program. These are just simple building blocks of your programs. All right. So yes, that's all for today. Next session we'll be talking about data types. and we'll be
Hi,
moving.
Devendra, sorry to interrupt. Actually, I'm trying to run the membership operator. I just shared a screenshot. Kindly look into it. I find a fault like it's showing. I just asked the Jupyter to search about E in hello, and it shows A in hello, and it shows syntax error. Kindly look into the screenshot and just let me know what's the issue is.
Can you tell me the error itself? What is the error you're getting? Yeah. Well, can you read just the error? Yes, Vishal, can you read the error?
Yeah, I'm just telling you. Just give me a second. Actually, it's name error. Name is not defined.
You haven't run it.
I ran it actually. Have you checked the screenshot that I shared in chat?
Can you share your screen?
Okay, let me try.
I'll give you the access. You don't have now. You have the access. You can share your screen. You have shared the screenshot. Let me check that.
Just give me a second. Just look into this, huh?
Okay.
In 6 and 7. And in 8, it
okay.
shows error.
No. E should be in quotations. E is a text data. You want to check this E in A. E is not a variable. Okay.
Okay.
So
okay.
when you're writing A in A, actually A is HELLO, that whole thing.
Okay. Yeah.
So you're saying hello in hello. So that will always be true. You're checking for all these characters, right? But here E is a variable. It is considering this E as a variable. So it should be you should put this into a quotations. Double quotes, just use double quotes for E.
Okay. Thanks, Devendra. I will try, huh?
Sure.
I'll let you know.
Yeah. Okay.
So can you go to the membership operators once?
Yes.
This one, sir. Like the down. Oh, sorry.
These are members.
No, identity operators. Sorry. Yeah, like 1 second, sir. Why the A is B is like false here, and the input of 61.
You're writing A equals to 10. Okay.
Okay.
So you have memory blocks. A is getting stored over here, and you're giving it a name A. Then you're writing B equals to 10. So B is getting stored over here, let's say. And to this memory location, you're getting B. That's why what we are getting is when you check the memory location.
But sir, I'm getting true.
And here also it is giving you 788432. And then you write A is B, that will be false. Because
but
these are.
Sir, I'm getting true, sir.
Can you share your screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, actually, I'm also facing the same issue.
Yeah, sir, we are also facing same. I am also getting true.
Means both the values are stored at same memory location. If I check the ID, it is.
Let her share her screen, then we'll see. Okay. If you all of you are getting this.
So
actually, the issue is, I think we all have added lines into our previous codes, which is why the previous code is running first, and which is why it is showing the same memory location.
Okay. So do one thing, restart your kernel. Just click on kernel.
Okay, sir.
Restart. Now run this 30th number block, code block. Yes, run it.
The 31st also?
Yes. Now the below one. And
again same.
Just run it. Okay. So it is giving you the same memory location. Just make it a, okay. So why it's giving you this thing?
Yeah, that one.
What is the version you have downloaded? You have downloaded the new version?
No, sir.
This is
The
the
version,
older,
the Jupyter version is like
older version.
6.3. Yeah, it's older version.
Okay.
It's
So
6.3.
older version, it is getting stored in the same memory location. What about others? Those who are getting,
Yeah, I am also facing the same issue, sir.
no, I'm
Now I'm
asking,
getting
have you installed this today or you had installed Jupyter Notebook previously?
previously.
Previously, sir.
Previously, right? So I would say
Yeah.
update your Jupyter Notebooks. Okay.
Okay,
Because
sir.
every time there is going to be new update in Python environment. So previously, if you have these values between 0 to 270 something, they get stored at the same memory location. Okay, but now that is not the scenario. So even if you mention something like just mention in A 300. No, in A you mention 300.
Okay.
And in B you mention 300. Now run it. The below cell. Yes, now run this. They are
Okay.
stored in two different places.
False. Okay.
Okay. Why? Because in previous version of Python, the values from 0 to 277 or 270 something, they used to get stored at a single memory ID, single memory location. Okay. But values more than 270 something, they will be stored at different location. So this is the version problem. Okay.
Yes, so got it. Well update.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Any other question?
Even just one question. Hi, this is Vikash.
Yes, please tell me.
From going onwards, we will cover OOPS concept or not in this Python journey.
I think OOPS concept is not there. So OOPS concept, we won't be looking into it, but I think recorded videos are there, so you can go through them.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
So what if we get any doubts from that section? Will those be covered?
Yeah, you can raise questions or you can ask your doubts in the session itself.
All right.
Or you can mail and it will be answered.
So I then find SQL one and Fizzle classes.
Sorry.
So will you teach that, like the SQL classes?
So we won't get completely into SQL because this is more of a Python. Okay. We'll see how you can connect Python and SQL and work with them.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, as you said, we have to update the Jupyter app. So I just want to know, is it updatable from Anaconda to like giving some command? I just saw on your app on a video that we can update the Anaconda. Is it automatically update the Jupyter too?
Yes, it will update Jupyter too.
Okay.
It will update Anaconda. Okay.
Okay.
So it will install the latest versions. So if you only want to update this Jupyter, you can just go to update application. So just click on the settings.
Okay, it is specifically update the Jupyter, huh?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay. Fine. So tomorrow there is no class. So next class will be in the coming weekend actually, because I had some personal works. So we had to cancel tomorrow's session. So the next session will be on next Saturday. Okay, same time, and it will be Saturday, Sunday from the next week. So I'm really sorry for tomorrow as well. Right, folks, I will save this files as well. So you'll get these files as well, and the recordings will be there in the website.
Can you please share once again from where we can update Anaconda?
So I'm not getting the update one. Like it is disabled. Yeah.
I'm not able
I
to
think
see.
we are not getting, sir. We are not getting.
Can you share your screen in that case?
Yes, I'll share my screen. So this is the Anaconda Navigator. In this, when I'm going to only Jupyter Notebook, these were disabled.
This is actually your program is running. Okay.
Okay.
So stop your program, then you can update this application.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
We'll try.
Yeah.
Sir, I was trying to set up the Anaconda, but it is showing me one message.
Oh, it is showing you?
One warning message that designation folder contain one page. So what I have to do with that?
You can ignore that warning.
Okay, so which one exactly? I'm sharing my screen. So this is what I'm getting. Is it visible?
Okay, warning, destination folder contains one space. This can cause problem with several Conda packages. It's considered. Just click OK. Click on solve. That's fine.
Devinder,
Yeah.
I'm having a small doubt. I'll share my screen. Can you please tell me where I did wrong?
Yes, please go ahead.
Please let me know once you see my screen.
Yeah, I can see your screen.
See here.
You are mentioning this into brackets.
Which one?
The braces that you put, guys, it has to be proper. Okay. So you see this, you're writing print, you're starting a bracket, you're writing hello, comma, Python, then you're closing it. Don't close that.
Okay.
Okay. And this separator equals to, it should not be in bracket. Remove those brackets. Now run it. No. There should be bracket at the end to close this print one. Print off.
Okay. From hello to ending.
Yes. Run it now.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Devendra.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone else?
Yeah, I have a doubt. Where can I check where this file has actually got saved? Which folder?
I think it was shared in the last session, right? Where you can find your recordings and all. Because I don't have access to that website.
No, not the recordings. See, we were just doing this coding on our Jupyter Notebook, right? So where
Yes.
can we find this file which got saved?
Okay. So we created a folder. Have you created a folder?
Yeah, I did.
You created this folder, right? So now just open your file explorer. Okay. And then go to this very username, whatever you have. So I have using my brother's system. So here I can see this InsideAIML, and I can actually see this Python InsideAIML. I'll go inside it, and here I can see day1.ipynb. Okay, so it will be stored in your system. Just click on this drop down, okay, and go to your username. Click on your username, whatever PC username you have, and here you can look for that particular folder.
Okay, cool.
Else you can just directly go to Jupyter Notebook and you can open it directly from there as well.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
So I'm sorry to ask you this again, but I'm not getting the update the application one after closing the Anaconda, like Jupyter also.
Okay. Just a second. Hey, you might have to sign in first.
Sorry, sir, I didn't get you.
You have to sign in first.
How signing works? And
No, share your screen.
okay.
You have this option of sign in to your Anaconda environment. So there you'll have to register and sign in. You see this
And this?
on the top right corner.
Yeah, and the environment. Okay, okay, here.
Yes. And just click on refresh once. Now close it. You can do it later on. Just click on refresh. Refresh. Yeah. Now click on this Jupyter Notebook. This setting icon. Yeah.
Okay.
So just go to install specific version.
It's getting older version, so.
Just click over there. Just see. So you are getting older version. Just
Yeah,
go to
like 6.2, 5.2.
click on Jupyter Lab. See if you are getting the same options.
Same. It's getting older versions.
Okay. So you'll have to sign in, and then I think you'll get the option to update.
Okay.
Yeah. So
in any of these four, sir, like
anaconda.org. We are not
Okay.
using team edition, commercial edition, or enterprise edition. Yeah. Okay. So you'll have to register yourself. So click here. If you don't have an account, click here. So you just register yourself.
Okay.
And even if it is not updated, that's not a problem. Okay, this membership operator, we use it very rarely. You don't
Okay,
have
sir.
to worry. No, there is no class in evening for now for this batch, Paras.
Mr. Devin.
Yes.
Excuse me. Hi, this is Manish. When I joined these classes, they informed me the class will be in evening. So why they started in morning classes? I am having some problem regarding this.
So I would say, please reach out to the person you had contacted with, because I have no idea regarding this. Okay. So they will be able to change your batch or guide you through that.
No, I think there is no any batch in the evening for the Python. This is the new batches which has started 2 weeks ago, and today is the first class, I think.
All right, I'll check with Saurav, okay, and I'll tell him to
Yeah, you
reach out to you guys.
sort of.
And also,
I had discussed with Vishaka also.
yeah, please reach out to Vishaka. Some of you who are having this timing issue, please reach out to Vishaka. All right.
Okay.
Okay, folks, then I'll see you
So
next week.
can we have the PPT?
Yes, you'll get the PPT, you'll get the IPYNB notebooks, all these notes, whatever is used in the class, okay?
Where will get, sir, the PPT?
You'll get it in your platform, the website.
Okay.
Just go to your student login, okay?
And my courses?
My courses, resources section, you'll find this.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Right, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Devendra.
Yes.
Yeah, 1 second. Actually, when we are downloading this Anaconda, I skipped a step.
Okay.
I'll share my screen. See, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Actually, I haven't saved any folder over here. So since I was 5 minutes late.
No worries. So you have
I went to here and did all that what you have said till now.
That's fine. That's fine. If
No
you just
problem,
scroll,
right?
if you just scroll down, your file session one will be there. Just scroll down. Yeah, you have the session1.ipynb. That's fine. No problem.
No, this is just an example I saved. Is it mandatory that we should save, or
It is not mandatory that you create folder, then in that folder itself, it's up to you.
Okay, fine. Right.
Yeah.
Thank you. And one more thing, I'm unable to sign in here because it is saying username is already existing.
Okay, where?
I have given all this here, details here already.
So if it already exists, just provide your email and just click on forget password. So reset your password if it is already. So
No, still not working. I tried.
so where you are trying to sign in? I cannot see your screen actually. I can see this is a Jupyter Notebook.
Okay. I'll share once again.
Yeah.
Okay, now can you see my screen?
Yes.
So here for signing, we should go here, right? Sign in.
Okay, yeah.
So it's asking login into.
Yeah, just click on you want to create your account. So if you don't have any account, click here. Yeah. Now sign up.
See, username is a username already exists. It is saying.
Okay. So put some other username in that. Yeah. Yes. Done.
Devendra, is it important to register yourself on
It is
Anaconda?
not. It is not.
It is not. Okay.
Yeah.
So you were saying something?
No. I was just saying it is not important to register actually.
Oh.
But if you-
Okay,
And
fine.
also, like you said, it is not compulsory to update our Anaconda, right? Because we won't be using much of that operator,
Yes.
right?
Correct.
And what about this Jupyter Lab, Devendra? I can
That's
see.
same environment as Jupyter Notebook, but with some additional functionality.
Okay, what I can see here is 3.2.9. So shall we consider this as an updated version? Because I'm using as of now 3.2.1.
That's fine. Don't worry about these versions for now.
Okay, fine.
Okay, just consider the concepts, guys.
Fine.
Okay, you'll find different platforms. Today we are using Anaconda Navigator. Someday some better navigator might come up. People will start moving to that. So don't worry about this environment, just the concepts. Okay, if you have the concept, you can write your code, you can execute anywhere. You just have to change your platform on, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great.
So we don't have class tomorrow
No, there's no class.
at 6 also.
At 6, I'm not sure about 6, but morning class you won't have. Tomorrow, yes, there is no more evening class as well. For this, so you are in machine learning also?
No, only in masters in AI.
No, in evening it is machine learning, you're saying, right? Evening there is no class for you guys.
Okay. We are getting only at morning sessions only, sir. That's why.
Okay. All right, everyone. Thank you. I'll see you all next week then.